Hello out there, everybody. Manny here at Area 503. And I hope you all have been well since our last video.
Hello everybody. Today we got some pretty cool images and footage to go over from Mars. And in honor of the red planet, I decided to make a new Area 503 intro to throw into the mix. It was loosely inspired by War of the Worlds. Anyhow, in case you missed it, on April 19th, the Ingenuity Helicopter made its first test flight on Mars. The drone took flight to a height of about 4 meters or 12 feet, and it snapped a stunning photograph of the Martian surface. And just like that, we get to witness history being made. This is the first time that powered flight has taken place on another planet. It might not seem like much, but this is a record-breaking achievement for space exploration, and this isn't the first record that this mission broke. Back in episode 92, I talked about the entry, descent, and landing stages, or EDL, of the mission. The EDL was another first of its kind that featured cameras and microphones, giving us a real-time look of the entry, descent, and landing process. I'll put a link to that video in the description below so you can go and check it out if you haven't already. But these images were just the first of over 12,000 total images sent back to Earth from Mars during this mission so far. I spent a good 2 days going over most of these images, and I found some pretty cool shots that I want to share with you folks. First, let's start with the deployment of the Ingenuity drone. The drone was strapped to the bottom of the rover during the EDL phase and then deployed afterwards. And if this seems like a tedious process, well, that's because it is. Every step of the way, NASA has to stop and maneuver one of the cameras into position to verify that everything has gone the way it's supposed to. Then they can move on to the next step. But this little helicopter, like I said earlier, is definitely record-breaking, and I can't wait to see what other photographs this thing comes up with. But for now, that's about all we got from the Ingenuity drone. Let's see what we can come up with from the Perseverance rover. Wow, what a view. Just soak that in for a second. Pretty cool, I think. Let's check out that rover a little better. There are 23 cameras on the Perseverance rover, including the scientific cameras and the navigational cameras. If there's something on that planet, I tell you what, this thing's gonna spot it. These first set of images came from the Remote Micro Imager, which is kind of a combination of a microscope and a telescope all in one. So this versatile camera is going to show us a variety of different things. Everything from the Martian landscape to close-up zooms of Martian surface rocks. Having such a wide variety of cameras on board is going to be very useful later on in the mission because Perseverance has a high-powered laser on board that can zap small rocks and vaporize a little bit of them. It can then use its myriad of cameras to analyze the vapor in an attempt to determine what the rock is made of. Now, all of these cameras and instruments, of course, need to be calibrated and tested once they've arrived on Mars. And I think that's what we're seeing here. I think that the left photo represents a calibration tool for one or more of the cameras. And on the right, we see a test plate where I believe the laser that I spoke about earlier was tested, perhaps to verify its output wattage. I'm not sure. Honestly, there are panels all over this thing, and I can't identify most of them. But hey, let's take a look at another one. This looks like a calibration tool as well, but again, I'm not sure. This might be some kind of sensor panel. All I know is the more I dig into this mission, the more I learn. For example, when I first looked at this high-res image of the rover, I couldn't figure out what this strange brown hexagon-shaped object was. It stood out to me because I didn't recall seeing it on any of the pre-launch diagrams or imagery. So I decided to investigate it, and it didn't take me long to figure out that is none other than the high-gain antenna. You know, the high-gain antenna which sends all of the information that the rover collects up to the MRO so that it can send it to the DSN and get it home to us? Yeah, kind of an important piece. But yeah, I didn't know what it was because I hadn't seen it before, but now I do. So there's nothing to see here, let's move along. There's the mast with a whole bunch of cameras on it. On the back is the power generation unit. Down in the front are the forward hazard cameras. On the front mast is the Watson and Sherlock cameras. Dang, this thing has more eyes than an old D&D beholder. Well, like I said earlier, hopefully, if there's anything here on Mars, Perseverance and Ingenuity are going to find it. Speaking of Ingenuity, let's take a better look at that old drone. Old drone my foot. That thing is state-of-the-art and it is cool looking. One of the cool things about getting such high-resolution imagery from NASA is that you can spot things while zooming up and looking around that you would never see otherwise, like this awesome rock. Now I know that looks like an Easter Island statue, or with a little pareidolia it might even be a human head. And I'm sure one of the other more unscrupulous UFO YouTube channels is probably going to get a hold of that and say that that's proof of alien life on Mars. But it's still just a rock. And here's another interesting rock. This one's got some kind of white thing sticking out from behind or underneath it. What could that be? Is it maybe frozen CO2? CO2 ice? Hard to tell. Look at how rocky the Martian terrain is. Kind of reminds me of a river or something. Let's take a little stroll. I want to do a quick pan around just to give you a feel for how rocky it truly is there. But it's not just big solid rock, it's also this loose rock and tons of dirt. And it honestly doesn't look all that different from Earth, does it? I mean, of course, minus all the life. Okay, now hold it right there. What the heck is that? We have to get a better look at this. Okay. I've looked at tons of these pictures and I haven't seen anything like this before. I'm not quite sure what that could be. It looks like there's something flat and straight that might be pushing up out of the dirt, maybe? Or did something from the rover scratch the surface of the soil? But if that's the case, why didn't it disrupt anything else? It really doesn't appear to be that large of a scratch or a ridge. It's only a few inches. Well, I really have no idea what that could be. I'm going to assume that the rover caused it at some point, maybe during Ingenuity deployment. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below, and we'll move right along. There's something else I wanted to show you here. Check out this panoramic horizon from Mars. Just soak it in. I know I'm a geek, but I think that is way cool. I hope you guys do too. And while we're here, and before I let you go, there's only one last thing we have to do, and that's scan the skies for UFOs. Hello, Manny and friends here from Earth. Are there any Martian UFOs out there? We'd like to talk to you. We're friendly, we bring pizza and sometimes beer. There is nothing to fear. Nope, no UFOs there. Oh well, maybe next time. Let's get out of here and check out some other pictures. Here's another great photo that illustrates just how windy it is on Mars. Look at the ripples in the fine sand on the surface. Looks like something you'd see at a beach to me. And talking about beaches, here's another thing that you should see on a beach, but not on Mars. A rainbow. But that can't be because you need rain or water to make a rainbow, right? Well, that's right, says NASA. They claim it's not a rainbow, but a lens flare. A lens flare? Really? Well, if that's the case, we should be seeing an awful lot of these lens flares, right? Because that condition should be happening all the time. I guess we'll see. Needless to say, I'm a little skeptical of that explanation. What do you guys think? Is that a lens flare, a rainbow, or an I don't know? Let me know in the comments section below, and we will move along to our next photo. Now to me, this is by far the most curious photo set back by the Perseverance rover, and it's not even of an object that was made on Mars. This is a plaque that's affixed to the rover, and it looks like it has some sort of RF antenna attached to the middle of it. And then look at the inscription, 2 worlds, 1 beginning. And then there's icons for all of the planets in our solar system, and then icons in between them for a rocket, human beings, a dinosaur, what appears to be a fig leaf, bacteria perhaps, DNA, and then Earth's position in the solar system. And down on the bottom it looks like a serial number that says NBI UCPH. I looked that up on the internet and it turned out to be the Niels Bohr Institute of Copenhagen. I'm not quite sure what the number on the bottom means, but it turns out that they're the ones who made this plaque and put it on the Mars rover. We'll have to ask them what it means, but it's not too hard to speculate as to the intent here. It seems pretty clear that they're hoping someone or something will find this and that they'll know that we come in peace and where we come from. Let's just hope that whoever finds this also comes in peace. What do you guys think about all this? Let me know in the comments section below. That's all I got on Mars for now, so I'm gonna head on out. But y'all take care of yourselves now. And I'll catch y'all on the flip side.
As always, this has been Manny at Area 503. And I wish you all the best until we meet again. And I am out of here to continue my search for universal truth.